Creativity is innate and something I value, yet I often find myself struggling with it. Experimenting and exploring solutions is what drives creativity, and creativity is needed to refine the creative process. Those are some words that I wrote the other day. I was reflecting upon the fact that this summer, my levels of creativity could be much higher. I've not been achieving as much as I want to, and I think I can do better. I've been stuck in a state of what I would refer to as creative paralysis. I've been getting stuck while trying to be creative. I've tried to do things several times, but I haven't been able to follow through. Now, I like to think of myself as someone who's creative-minded because I enjoy doing things that are creative in nature, like solving problems. And by solving problems, I mean just like anything. Like, I don't know, when I see a stick man without a head, put his head on the stick man. I'm conscientious. I like to think that when I do things, I do them to the best of my ability and I make sure that they're done well. I'm someone who always seeks to be better, always looks for more. And I like to work and rest, and working is something I really value, but resting is also very important. And yeah, I'm also someone who likes to achieve, someone who goes out there and tries to do the best that I possibly can. And in the process, I've been able to do what I think is some quality work and do quite well for myself in school. Now that's who I am, but who do I want to be? Who I want to be is an entrepreneur, a change maker. I'm someone who is creative minded and looks for gaps in the world and tries to solve them. And most importantly, I want to be someone who can set out to do something, goes out in the world, and accomplish whatever it is that I want to do. And that's my goal. However, like I said, I've been struggling with creativity lately. So I've given you my dilemma. I've given you my context. So what's going on here? And I've explored that. I'd like to share it with you. So I see the creative process in 6 steps. And first of all, let's talk about what a process is. A process, you have input or inputs, and you have an output or outputs. And for creativity, the input is an idea. And the output is something tangible or something digital or something that has been created, hence creative. And yeah, so I see the process as 6 steps. I have them written down here. So the first step is to realize the idea, to be like, that would be a good idea. Perhaps that idea is people should eat more bananas because bananas make you have cool ears. The next step is to document that idea. Be like, I think bananas make people have cool ears, so I wrote it down, or typed it out on my keyboard right there. After that, you're going to explore the idea, and perhaps you realize that bananas don't actually make people have cool ears. Even though you thought that was a fact, it turns out that you thought of that in a dream. Even though you documented it anyways. But anyways, that's beside the point. After you explore the idea, perhaps you refine it, and you're like, well, bananas might not make you have cool ears, but they actually do have a lot of health benefits, and I do want to spread those. Good potassium, for example. I don't know, I'm just making it up as I go. Next step would be determining how you're going to share that great idea. How do I share that bananas have all these great health benefits, and people could eat more of them than they do? Because, yeah. The next step is to go out there and create. Do whatever it is that you need to do. Prepare for when you're going to share it, because the next step is sharing it. It's going out there and putting it out there. Perhaps it's going out there and giving people some bananas. Perhaps it's going on Instagram and doing your little post that you prepared in the create stage. So I see it in 6 steps. The first being realize, the second being document, the third being explore, the fourth being determine how you're going to share it, the fifth being create the thing itself, and the sixth being share whatever it is that you've created. So I do see some problems in this. The first being one that I think I've been most susceptible to is that there's a lot of potentials for what I like to call or nots in this. At each step, you could realize the idea or not realize the idea. Now that's one that I think is more arbitrary, but I do think there's more to that, and I'll touch more on that one later, but more like document the idea. You might not document that great idea that you had. You might think, oh, this is a good idea, but you don't do anything with it. Well, it's not going to go further in the steps. Same as explore. Perhaps you wrote it down, but maybe you don't explore it. And that's that. After that, you could determine if you're going to how to do it, or you could not determine how to do it. You could create, or you get the point. The next one is there's a lot of room to overthink, and that's one I constantly find myself doing. In fact, in creating this video, I've recorded it maybe 2 times already. This is my 3rd attempt here. I've decided to do it in one cut because I felt like one cut could feel more organic, and I can always cut whenever I have mistakes in the video. Another one was earlier, I'd had my iPad off screen, but it feels more truthful to you, I felt, having it here. So I've decided, hey, it's okay if I look at it every once in a while and look at what I want to say. Because truthfully, I'm not a perfect speaker. I can't just go on. My mind is more about thinking on the spot, thinking of what words to say right now, not about the organization as I go. But if I prepare in advance, no problem. And the final thing is, where do the ideas come from? Because like I said, you could realize the idea or not realize the idea. And you can realize these ideas like intentionally, but that's not something that I accounted for here. But I do think it's something valuable. So ideas don't have to come out of thin air. It can be done intentionally. So now that I've talked about all these flaws and everything, I do think there is a solution to all of them. So the first thing is the or nots. I think I need to put some pressure on myself, because if I pressure myself to create 1 video a week for every Sunday, and I actually stick to that for a couple of weeks, I'm going to continue doing it, right? It's about building these habits and making there be an actual pressure system, because I've been able to, I've started videos this summer, but every time I've gone on to do it, I went through and quit. And setting a deadline and setting a goal. The next one is to improve the ideation process. Use frameworks, like one that I learned in my class, which I think is great, was empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. I'll make another video explaining that one. I think that would be a great topic to explore. I think there is actually a school that came up with that process. It's a design school. And it's one that I really appreciate, the design process. I'll talk more about that later. And next one, simply is avoid overthinking and have fun, because I love overthinking. I think in some strengths, it allows me to do great analysis and really dive into things, realize things that other people wouldn't realize. And other times it's harmful. Sometimes I think about the fact that, hey, I could make this video, but it's already out there, right? Like, what more do I have to add? But that's not how I have to think about it, because I need to realize that, hey, I can put my own spin on things. I can realize things my own. I can think for myself. I'm an individual thinker, and we all are. And we're all able to do unique things. So yeah, avoid overthinking. Have fun. And another one is, I said you need to create that pressure, but it's okay to bail on bad ideas, because sometimes bad ideas are not good. Well, I don't think bad ideas are ever good because they're bad. Maybe they could be. But indulge in the good ideas and avoid the bad ones. But yeah, I'm coming to an end here. And when I was creating the script for this, I said, let's conclude. So how can we conclude this? Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm not an expert. In fact, I didn't do any research in coming up with this video, but that was part of the process of not overthinking, because sometimes I get stuck in the research stage and I'm like, can't get past it. So this is entirely based off what I think and everything. It's off my own experiences. The banana thing, I made that up on the spot. It's not a true story. Creativity is something that I value incredibly. I think the ability to be able to think on the spot and come up with good ideas, now that's something that's pretty cool right there. And when you value something, you should engage with it. And when you feel passionate about something, you should pursue it. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Hopefully I had some cool graphics or something on this video, because otherwise it might be kind of lame, but it's candid, and these are my ideas. And I'd like to share them with you, and I'd like to do that more often. So hopefully this is just the beginning. Goodbye.